Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
You remain wakeful throughout. Inwardly, you are wakeful always. Outwardly, you appear to sleep, but inwardly, you remain wakeful always. You never know your wakefulness because you never stabilize inwardly. Unless you stabilize inwardly, you cannot know your supreme richness, though you are already that. So your supreme truth remains the same, unaltered, unmoving, and unchanging. But you never abide inwardly to know what you are exactly. Outwardly, a spontaneous movie is going on in which your form also appears, moves here and there, and disappears too. Through the form, you come to know that you are, but you are more than the form. This you come to know only by stabilizing inwardly. Wakefulness means knowing that you are only consciousness prior to object, prior to form, prior to space, prior to duality. So prior to duality, you remain wakeful. Only in duality, everything appears, moves, and disappears, and makes you accept as if everything is real. Once you abide inwardly, constantly, you remain free from the duality show. But you never abide inwardly, and you never remain wakeful. Then how will you remain free, relaxed, outwardly too? Your relaxation and knowing your supreme truth begins through wakefulness beyond duality. In duality, there's no reality, but you give reality through strong identification that you are so and so, and whatever appears or different from you as so and so. So constantly that movie goes on with a division, though they are not real. You are here forever and ever, and you are beyond duality, beyond space, beyond time, beyond form, just now. You can know this only through stillness. from where the wakefulness begins. So beyond space, only wakefulness is there, stillness is there, peacefulness is there. The truth about your Supreme Self is also there. But you never stabilize inwardly. I give you all the tips that you are ever here and nothing has never happened to you. Still, you never settle down inwardly. What to say about it? In spite of listening this, seldom you go inward and stabilize. Most of the time, you are only roaming outside. Then how will you wake up? You never spend time for yourself. You contain the truth already within very much, but you refuse to go inward. To that extent, the movie makes you believe as if everything is real, real, real. What is real here? Outside, within space. Just now, every object, including your form and all forms, whether living or non-living, appears and disappears at the greatest speed, unexplainable speed. And it makes you believe as if all appearances are real. So you also never go inward to find out from where all these objects appear or happen just now. Unless you go inward and stabilize inwardly in stillness, there's no chance for you to know that every object arises only out of yourself. Just now you are conscious of yourself. In your consciousness, the world is happening. Every moment is just now. Every happening is just now, including your breathing and heartbeat. Everything is constantly changing at an unexplainable speed. You cannot fix anything to be real here. Still, you are able to fix reality within duality as you remain totally ignorant about the source of all objects in space. You never know that out of your consciousness only every object is happening just now. Because it is happening at such a great speed, you can't make out that it is happening only out of yourself. You can find out the exact truth about all the objects in space only by going inwardly. Very easily you can know that out of your consciousness only the world happens. Out of yourself only the cosmos happens. Out of yourself only the space and the entire manifestation happens. You contain the truth, but it is beyond duality. You never stay beyond duality and observe silently. So totally you remain ignorant about yourself. The only way to know what you are exactly is to remain wakeful. To remain wakeful, you need not go anywhere. Simply closing eyes is enough and knowing the peace is enough. Initially, just by closing eyes and knowing the peace within, this peace does not move, does not change, it is ever there. Your relaxation begins here. You are utterly relaxed through wakefulness. Through constant relaxation and continuous wakefulness, Your consciousness wakes up and knows that whatever perceived within duality in space are not real, and everything is only happening out of the interaction of the elements in the light of consciousness. You will know, provided you stabilize inwardly. If you are loving yourself and valuing yourself, certainly you will know what you are. Give preference to yourself. Only then you can know what you are. See, the wakefulness is ever inward. It is unmoving, unchanging, and ever present. But why do you miss it in spite of being at it? Because you never go inward. You never stabilize inward. Without going inwardly, how can you stabilize inwardly? Without stabilizing inwardly, how will you wake up? At least now, imbibe my teaching sincerely and see to that how long you can remain wakeful throughout the waking state. It helps you, it saves you from the duality dream show. You are not the duality dream show, you are the observer. Prior to the show, prior to duality, prior to dream, you are ever present. The dream appears and disappears. You neither appear nor disappear. You are ever present, the eternal absolute truth. Why I am expounding this knowledge to you? Because I know what you are. I know your struggling is not real. Your suffering is not real. All your tensions are not real, though they appear so. Because I know what this consciousness is and how the play goes on spontaneously. You are totally stuck at the identification level, at the form level identification level. As long as you are stuck at the form level identification to be real, you cannot go inward. You are stuck at the outside itself. By not going inwardly, you neither know the wakefulness, nor know the stillness, nor can you wake up and know what you are exactly. See, to know yourself, to know what you are, you need not make any effort. Effortlessly you are that. Only through relaxation, through this unmoving stillness, your consciousness wakes up. Movements are not you. Through movements you cannot know the truth. The truth is unmoving and unchanging. Truth cannot appear and disappear. Truth cannot move here and there because it is not an object. You are yet to know the subject in you. Only through your subject you will get to know that your true nature is beyond subject and object. You are neither the subject nor the object. You are the constant observer prior to consciousness and prior to the play of by consciousness. You are neither the light nor the play by light. You are prior to light, prior to elements, and prior to the entire dream show that happens spontaneously within duality in space. You contain the truth always within you, and inwardly you remain wakeful throughout. Still, you are unable to know the eternal truth about yourself. Why? Because you are not valuing yourself. You never love yourself. Then how will you know yourself? You remain totally ignorant about yourself. What more you want? You cannot find fault with anybody here because there's nobody here other than yourself. All forms appear only in your consciousness. My talks are addressed only to consciousness which is searching itself. Only to consciousness which wants to realize itself. Listen to my teachings deeply and sincerely. I am certain your consciousness remains wakeful. Because I am talking only about your consciousness, which remains unknown to you so far. All these days, you are accepting yourself to be a form. Now I tell you that your consciousness prior to form. These teachings will be entirely different to you because it is the non-dual teaching straight from the source. You are non-dual already, but you never know it. You perceive only a show within duality and you accept the perceived show to be real as you are yet to stabilize inwardly to know what you are. I tell you, you are the constant, eternal, absolute observer. Nothing has never happened to you. And you are ever in your original supreme state. Still, my teachings look something different to you because you are yet to know what you are. You are continuously trapped by the movie that is going on or happening around you. Not knowing who is the observer of all that happen. Can anything happen if you do not observe? Unless you observe what is here, you are the observer prior to duality. In your observation, consciousness happens, and in your consciousness, the play happens. Just now, you neither know that you are consciousness within. By not knowing that you are the consciousness within, you neither know that you are the source of the consciousness too. So in both the ways, you remain ignorant about yourself inwardly. So the only possibility is to stabilize inwardly and to be conscious constantly and to remain wakeful consistently. Only then you can know your unexplainable ultimate richness beyond duality. I tell you, you are the ultimate, the highest truth. You contain it just now. Why not to explore it? Truth is always open. You are only closing yourself through identifications. Truth is here now, just now. You contain it. But you can know the truth about yourself only by staying beyond words, by knowing the stillness within constantly. You find difficult to close your eyes and to be in stillness. because you are that much trapped by whatever that is happening around you. The only way to know what you are exactly is to remain wakeful. To remain wakeful, we have to transcend the duality. And you are already prior to duality. You need not even transcend. But to know that because you accept yourself to be a form within space, I am using the word, you have to transcend the duality. But actually, you are already the non-dual, prior to duality. That you will know only by closing eyes. You have to cut off the movie. By closing eyes, the movie is no more. Now you are with yourself. Once your eyes are closed and the movie is no more, you are beyond space just now. You are beyond movie just now. You are beyond all happenings just now. Just now you remain wakeful and know the stillness constantly. These are the keys through which you can explore the absolute truth about yourself. To know yourself or to know your supreme truth, you need not use words, you need not make any movement, you need not spend energy. Just closing eyes and observing silently is enough. You are made so extraordinary, so you find difficult to be ordinary. To be ordinary means staying beyond words and observing silently. Whenever you observe silently, you remain ordinary. Whenever you stay beyond words, you remain ordinary. So see to that how long you remain ordinary during the waking state. How it is so difficult for you to stay beyond words as well as to observe silently. Your nature is only to observe silently, and words are not you, and words are only for convenient communication. But you are trapped by words, and you take the words to be yourself. So naturally, you do not remain ordinary. Again, you fail to know the stillness which is beyond words. Words are just movements. They happen out of the unmoving stillness. You are not the words. You are not the movements. Just now, I am only using words. I am not the words. I am only observing the movements that happen around me, in and around me. I am not the movements. You have to stabilize in that unmoving center constantly. Only then you can remain free from the perceived show. I teach you and help you to be with yourself. Now you are with yourself, beyond words, beyond movement, beyond space, beyond words. Now your consciousness is merging totally into the source of awareness. Now your consciousness is merging totally into the source of awareness. The more and more your consciousness merges, lesser and lesser will be the duality show. The more you are into the non-duality, lesser and lesser will be the unreal duality show. Your consciousness merges totally and wakes up spontaneously and realizes that it is never born and never present. And whatever perceived in duality show is only a dream and not real, exactly like how you were in deep sleep, some dream happens and you do not even know that it is a dream and you accept every part of the dream to be real. To be real. Only upon waking up from the dream, you know that it was only a dream and no reality. Exactly here, your consciousness first accepts itself to be a form and the dream continues. After realizing the truth about itself, it knows that whatever perceived within duality is not real, including birth and death of the form. Because your consciousness is prior to form. Every form happens out of your consciousness and moves within your consciousness and disappears also only within your consciousness. Your consciousness, which remains incomplete by accepting the duality show to be real, now upon waking totally comes to realize that whatever perceived within duality were not real, though they appeared so. Now your consciousness knows its eternal absolute truth when only upon waking up totally, not partially. So this waking up totally, this wakefulness, this total wakefulness is most essential to realize that you are beyond duality, you are beyond birth and death, you are prior to space and all happenings within space. Your true nature cannot be explained through words. You are ever in the ultimate nectar state. You are more than bliss. It cannot be explained. It indescribable. Why I am emphasizing this? Because I know what you are. And there's no reality within duality, but still you give reality to the entire duality show. And you take everything to be real. And you continuously and constantly remain tensed. Why? Because you refuse to go inward and you refuse to know the wakefulness within you which is inwardly ever present, and you never stabilize in the stillness within. You never love yourself, and you neither value yourself. Then how will you wake up? How will you know your true state? How will you know that you are ever present? How will you know that death does not exist? Though you are beyond death, still you are fearful about the death within the dream. When are you going to wake up from the dream? That's my question. Unless you wake up from the dream appears to be real. Even now, the dream appears to be real till you wake up. But you refuse to wake up. Then how will you know what you are? How will you know what you are? You want to read books and you want to gain knowledge, but you don't want to know it directly on your own. After coming here and listening to my teachings, it is more than 10% possible for your consciousness to wake up totally and know your eternal, unborn, supreme reality. You know that you are ever present here. I am not telling any story. I am telling the exact fact about yourself. About your non-dual reality only I am explaining here. Though it cannot be explained, I am using words to indicate the non-dual truth in you. Just now you are that. You need not become that. That means that eternal. That means the absolute. That means the ultimate. That means the supreme. That means the unborn state. That means ever present eternal. That means beyond birth and death. That means the non-dual. That means the supreme reality. Now you know that you are that. When? Only when your consciousness wakes up totally. How? Only by going inwardly and stabilizing inwardly. Just now, your consciousness is stabilizing inwardly. Be with it. Be with this. Now you know how to be with yourself. Be with this. Now you are utterly relaxed. You means your consciousness. No more person here. My whole teaching is only to the consciousness, not to any persons. Your consciousness is relaxed now. When this relaxation is constant and consistent, at any time your consciousness can wake up. Because you are already that and always that. I help you to remain wakeful, and I tell you that you are already that. What more you want? All that needed at present is to know that wakefulness inwardly, constantly, and consistently, as you are now. Just now, your consciousness remains wakeful. Your consciousness completes its journey and knows its wholeness through constant wakefulness and consistent stillness. Now you know how to be with yourself. Be with yourself consistently. I am certain your consciousness wakes up totally and knows its eternal beauty beyond duality. First, know the wakefulness inwardly. Rest happens. Will you?